My sister flirted with my exes, so I'm keeping her away from my current one.
She can't keep getting away with this.
You won't get this one. This happened with every single guy I've ever dated or been interested in. I've only had 3 relationships before my current one with John. My twin sister, Sarah, 22 female, has tried to interfere with all of them. So twin sister, OP's also 22. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Sister and Boyfriend. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So 2 of my exes cheated on me with her.
Are you sure they just didn't know which
I
one
was about to say that. Are you sure they didn't get confused?
Yeah, she was like, "Hi, I'm OP." And they were like, "I believe it.
All right.
Why would you lie to me?"
The third, we broke up for other reasons, but Sarah still tried to seduce him. He was a good guy and always had boundaries with her, but that didn't stop her from trying. To the point of sending him noodles multiple times, then claiming, whoops, wrong person. When that didn't work, she also tried to break us up by lying to my ex and mutual friends that I was cheating. My ex didn't believe her, but some friends did. So yeah, that was fun to deal with. Then, when we were kids in like middle and high school, if Sarah found out I had a crush, she went after the guy herself. I used to tell her those things because, well, that's what sisters do, right? She always used it against me. I told her I was working up the courage to ask my crush, the guy I was talking to prom. She then asked him, and he said yes. She said he'd been just using me to get to her. Another time, a few years before that, she announced to everyone in the class that we shared that I liked this one boy who got bullied a lot. Kids then started teasing him even more, and he hated me. I felt horrible for months. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. She also once told a teacher whose class I was doing bad in that I was into him and willing to do favors for better grades. That got reported, and I had to go through this whole counseling thing before it was finally cleared up. It was extremely embarrassing. My sister just blew it off as a prank. There's so many other situations like this. She either gets the guy who are interested in me to sleep with her or ruins my chances with them by making up BS to make me look bad. She's ruined some of my friendships, lying about me too. Told my best friend in high school I was gossiping meanly about her and went as far as faking text messages. I don't know if she even actually wants these people for herself. You might think it's obviously jealousy, but sometimes I honestly think she just does it to get a kick out of me for messing with me. I finally got my life more together after wasting the first couple of years of college on being depressed and a gamer. I met my boyfriend John at a campus organization. I haven't told Sarah, but he ended up meeting my parents by accident today. I don't have much contact with them, but they decided to come for a surprise visit. They live over 5 hours away and do this a few times a semester, even though I said I don't like it. But that's for another post. John was in my room with me when they got here. I had no choice but to introduce them. He knows I was holding it off on having them meet because I don't have the greatest relationship with them. Sarah lives at home with my parents while going to college locally. I'm certain they're going to mention my boyfriend to her and then cue her on insisting on coming with them the next time they surprise visit me. Also stalking my social media to try and figure out who he is. You can't keep him from the world though.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to warn them. Say, hey, my sister is crazy.
Could you have a fake boyfriend and then she goes down that rabbit hole and gets trapped?
And you make a whole profile for him. And you set up a whole LinkedIn for him and then trick her.
Boom. I've tried to explain the situation I have with her to my parents. They think I'm overreacting. They say she just wants to know what's going on in my life, to be involved.
That's the problem. She wants to be involved.
Yes, that's the problem. Her involvement. And not to mention, we used to be closer before I lost trust in her to stop doing crap like this. So I've seen what her own life is like. She does things my parents have no idea of. She takes party substances sometimes. This wouldn't be a big deal, but she has no idea how to be responsible. She drives people around like wasted and high, and my parents think she's with a friend studying on the weekends, but she's actually clubbing in the city, then crashes with her friends for the night. I'm not sure how many real boyfriends she's had, but she's hooked up with a lot of guys in the same night she's met them. This has meant a few times she was scared of a pregnancy. I've had to help her get a plan B. It sometimes feels like she sleeps with nearly any man that smiles at her, and told me she's even had spicy sleep with a few girls while wasted, however that's possible. She confides all these things to me, but whenever I need someone to talk to, she has no time. Never wants to hear anything unless she can save it as ammo. So I've gradually stopped telling her most things. Smart. If my parents knew all of this, they might see where I'm coming from. But it's just random that I don't want her meeting my boyfriend. It's not because I want to hurt her or something. The problem is, our parents are really strict and traditional, and they probably punt her out if I told them any of that. They don't believe spicy sleep before marriage. My boyfriend is the first person I've had spicy sleep with, and I'm afraid my sister could use that against me if she tells them. So what do I do? How can I keep Sarah from finding out about him and doing the same thing she does with all my past boyfriends? How do I explain this to my parents? And we got an update.
This is what you do. I don't believe in I don't think you should go tell the parents. I think that's obviously she's done terrible things, but we don't need to out her. But we go to her and we say, "Hey, Sarah, just thought I heard you want to be involved in my life. Just thought, maybe our parents would want to be more involved in your life.
Ooh.
Maybe I could tell them a little bit about your life."
And you got pictures ready to show.
And so you blackmail her.
That's what Casey looks at, blackmailer.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't actually have to do it. It's messed up if you do it, but she doesn't know it. She doesn't know
A
that.
little bit of a hunch.
Little soft blackmail. It doesn't have to actually have any follow through.
But let's be real. OP's experience of blackmailing is level 1, and the sister, evil twin sister, is probably level 99. She's maxed out. She's like, "Oh, you want to blackmail me? Okay, done." Sends them
then she blackmails
crazy
back.
thing, and then they don't support OP anymore
that's
financially.
true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Evil twin is gonna win this no matter what. She already knows how to play the system. She's been playing it for years. She's fine. OP is new to this ball game. She's going to try and do something, and Evil Twin's like, okay.
Well, maybe
Done.
you could do kind of a mutually assured destruction kind of thing.
No.
Cold War it.
Evil Twin is going to do anything that she can
So what's the solution here?
Oh, we're looking for solutions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The blackmail.
Okay, blackmail's not going to work.
It's
I
the
don't
only
think.
option we have because you can't go and tell the parents about that stuff.
You might sit them down and tell the parents, be like, "I love you guys. I really like this boyfriend, but this is what's happened before.
Yeah.
With my past boyfriend, she's always somehow stole them from me, and I would really like it if you guys don't share it or have her visit, and you guys not visit anymore.
Keep it to just the information that is about you.
Okay, we got an update. Keon, what would you do?
Just get rid of the twin.
Oh, I haven't thought about that one yet.
There can only be one.
Whoa.
Update. So I've made a lot of changes in my family life since I posted this a couple of weeks ago. I first told everything to my boyfriend. He was shocked and assured me he'd never cheat on me with my sister or anyone else. He also respected that I didn't want her to meet him. I decided to take the advice and immediately block her on social media. She immediately noticed, within 10 minutes after I blocked her, and she sent a text saying, "Did you block me on Instagram and Facebook?" So I didn't beat around the bush. I said yes, because I didn't like how she messed with my personal relationships. She tried to guilt trip me about how I hadn't told her about my boyfriend, which means my parents must have told her about him like I knew they would. She exploded at me because, according to her, she would never have tried to stalk him or anything. What?
She's like, "Wait, I wouldn't stalk him."
Yeah. Also, it's whenever people are like, "Did you cheat on me?" It's I didn't do anything physical. I didn't sleep with him. I didn't do it doggy style. What do you think?
We had a story the other day where the person was like, "We didn't cheat. We just did other stuff." And it was about cheating.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like she's doing here. But I hadn't even gotten a chance to say I was worried she'd do this. She said it first, so what does that say? Exactly. I told her I flat out didn't trust her not to try and take people from me. She called me psycho and selfish. I can't reason with her. She just never sees the problem with anything she's done. The way she thinks makes it like arguing with a young child almost. Probably because she's stuck there. I blocked her number. I still feel kind of bad doing this, but what if there was an emergency and she needed me? She can call your parents. But we live hours apart, so I figured my parents, would be the ones who she would contact in that case.
And if she needed you, she should have treated you better.
Ooh, whoa. Then as for them, I also got a call from my mom soon after I blocked my sister, who wanted to know what I was doing because she was upset. She had already heard my sister's side, which was just that I blocked her out of nowhere. So I tried to tell her my side. I did not tell her my sister's personal business about substances and having spicy sleep relations. Like I said I would in the first post, I'm not going to fall into petty revenge. I just want her to stop interfering in my life. So all I said was that in the past, she's been inappropriate with guys I've dated and has spread rumors about me, and it's made me unable to trust her. My mom then wanted to know what I meant by inappropriate. My parents are really conservative and don't believe in having spicy sleep before marriage. She also got my dad on the call at this point. I told them the details didn't matter. She kept trying to go back to this point, even wanting to know if I have been having premarital spicy sleep. It was really frustrating. I told them the point I'm trying to make is that my sister has broken my trust. They began saying I should forgive her because they care about our family and didn't want to see us fighting. Well, I'm not exactly fighting. I'm simply not going to be in contact with her. To them, it's the same thing. I would also spell it out like, hey, Dad, imagine if your brother tried to get with Mom. How would you feel about that?
How'd you feel about that? And how about if she succeeded?
Yeah, because that's happened to me 3 times already.
3 times.
I'm not about to do that again.
I can't keep doing this.
They wanted me to come home for a weekend to discuss everything as a family. I said I wasn't going to do that I've made my decision and I have no time for a trip. They said they'd come to me then, that I brought up how they show up for random visits even when I don't like it. I told them I didn't want them doing that anymore, and if they did it again, I wouldn't let them in or talk with them. So they flipped out. That was fun. I got to hear all how I'm constantly making problems and I don't care about my family.
Not fun. Bad times.
I ended up having to block their numbers because they kept calling back, and blocking on Facebook because they were sending messages going back and forth between begging to talk and accusing me of being a terrible daughter and sister. I don't know what the F I'm going to do about them. They didn't threaten to stop paying for my college if I cut them out of my life. I unblocked them to say I want to be in touch with them, and I do love them, but I can't do the unexpected visits or them prying into my personal life. I said if they stop doing that, then I'm happy to have a relationship with them. They had a million reasons and why I'm in the wrong. I couldn't deal with it and reblocked them yesterday. So I don't know what my tuition deal is going to be now. But we know what you can get for free without a tuition is if you go to your favorite freaking podcast platform, search up what phrase for free?
Okay, story time.
And boom, there will be a plethora of stories waiting for you with no tuition needed, no education needed, no experience needed. Anything else? Before we have a little bit more, I kind of want to see what happens.
Yeah, I just want to dive in.
My boyfriend at least has been really supportive of me during this crap. He thinks my parents are way out of line. My sister's crazy. He's really helped me see as a sane person as I can be. Overall, I just feel really crappy. I wish any of them would ever listen to what I say. But if they won't, then what can I do besides put up with what you all pointed out was really controlling or take more control back on myself? It just sucks. It has to be so. Final, I guess. I wouldn't mind a middle ground like planning a visit and then once in a while or talking with my sister about non-personal things, but they want to do way more than I do.
You don't know them any information, especially not if they're going to use. I walked in on my sister and husband's betrayal. It ruined everything.
Just close your eyes then.
I am absolutely devastated right now. I don't know what to do. I don't even know where to start. My sister Lisa lost her husband Jimmy 2 years ago in a motorcycle accident. She did not take it well and closed herself off from the world. A year ago, she reached out to us and told us she was having a hard time adjusting and said that she needed help. I helped her find a good therapist, and she has been getting her life back on track. By the way, this comes from Mistress Whiskers, and if you want to submit your own story, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, my husband, Rick, felt bad for her and started spending a lot of time with her. For the past 6 months, they've spent more and more time together. At first, I was fine with it because she was finally becoming like my sister again. She started smiling. I was so happy for her, and so was my husband.
Yep, because he was pumping life into her.
They started spending more time alone from me, which I didn't think much of at first. Then they started spending more and more time alone, and I got jealous. I told my husband I would like it if we could spend more time together and that I was feeling a little neglected. He said, okay, but nothing changed.
Maybe he got confused because you guys look the same. And he's like, I'm not really sure.
I don't think
But I am,
is.
though. I am spending a lot more time with you.
Today, my sister came to my house crying because she had a dream about Jimmy. My husband and I comforted her, but I was a little annoyed because the second I let her in my house, she ran into my husband's arms. We all went into the living room and sat down. My husband asked her what happened in the dream, and she actually asked me to leave the room because she didn't feel comfortable telling me. I was so upset at this point, I immediately left and started tearing up in the other room. I was in the other room for around 10 minutes when I heard a loud sound in the living room, so I got up and went there. I could not believe what I saw. I'm literally crying my eyes out while typing this. They were effing making out on my couch in our home. What the F do I do? My entire effing world has just been shattered in front of my very eyes. I ran out of the room because I was going to vomit right there and locked myself in my room. My husband hasn't even tried to come in. I've been crying nonstop. Please help. The two people I trusted more than anything. What the heck do I do? Edit. Well, I answered the door. Rick walked in, wouldn't even look at me. He mumbled something and went and sat on the bed. I was so angry that he wouldn't even look at me that I almost left right there. I asked him what the heck was going on with him and my sister. He sat there for a few minutes without saying anything while I was crying my eyes out until I finally yelled at him to answer me. He whispered that he loved her. At this point, I lost it. I started yelling, how could he do this to me? Did these past 10 years mean nothing to him? I literally dropped to my knees and asked how he could betray me with my own sister and then tell me he loves her. He was quiet the entire time until I stopped yelling. He said that he had been regretting not experimenting with other women before we got married and that he shouldn't have married the first girl he was with. So he hooked up with the second girl he saw? He was like, I don't know, like, your sister's right there.
And she's grieving.
I was stunned and asked if he even loved me. He said yes, but that after spending time with my sister, he realizes she's who he wants to be with. I had no words. I didn't have any clue what to say. All my life was falling apart in front of my eyes, and I was scared. I told him I might be pregnant. Is that true? And he said that he would support me. I asked, how? And he said he didn't know, but that he was leaving me to go be with my sister.
Sorry. Whenever she said, I might be pregnant, it just felt like Kelly while she was trying to get it. Because we had no, like, ramp up to this. It just, like, all of a sudden happened. Not like we were trying for a baby.
Yeah,
or we've been wanting kids
it
for
felt
a
like
few
a
years.
lie. It felt like, I might be pregnant. And he's like, I don't care. He apologized to me and told me I deserve better than him and that he will do whatever he can to help me and the baby. If I agree to divorce him, he will give me everything. He just wants out of our marriage.
All right, you're moving out.
I'm going to take the house. I'm going to take all of our money. I'm going to take this, I guess, child that you don't want.
At least you'll still see him around holidays.
If your parents aren't super against this, I'm going to flip. In that moment, I felt like I hated him and never wanted to see him again. So I screamed at him, fine. Just get the F out. You ruined my life. I hope you're effing happy, you piece of crap. And then he had the audacity to try and hug me. I flipped out and pushed him off of me. Someone knocked on the door, then he told me that he still loved me and we would figure everything out and left. I decided to call my parents and tell them what happened. My mom dropped a bombshell on me that my sister told her that she had feelings for my husband and that she wanted to be with him.
Mom! Give a girl a warning?
Oh, man. Oh, your whole family sucks.
And your mom was probably like, I just didn't want to get in the middle of it.
Messy. I don't know.
I
I'm
didn't wanna cause
retired. I didn't
anything.
want to cause trouble. Why she didn't tell me this, I have no effing clue, but I feel like everyone is against me. Right now, I am sitting on the computer looking up lawyers in my area. My entire life has gone to shambles within hours, and I'm terrified.
Real quick. Mom, if I got somehow in this situation, would you tell me? Or vice versa, would you tell my brothers? Please answer. Thank you. I just got to check real quick.
gotta
with my
know.
mom. Got to get on the same page with her.
Tomorrow I'm going to go get a pregnancy test. I just hope to effing God I'm not pregnant because I do not want to have this piece of crap's baby. God, guys, I am so effing upset right now. I want to effing drink right now, but I won't in case I am pregnant. And there is an update. You got any thoughts?
Keon, what are you doing?
Oh, so my entire family's against me. My sister betrayed me. My husband betrayed me too. I'm going to Mexico.
Bro's going to Cancun.
Yeah, home is not home anymore. So I am getting far away from this place.
I'm going to Europe and I'm starting a new life.
Yeah, exactly. Just a new life. There's no point of trying to try and reprimand this or try and get back. There's no point.
This isn't like a conversation's gotta fix something. Like, these people don't care about you.
Yeah, no.
They're nothing to be curious about over here.
So you're trying to steal my footrest.
Like, do you have any other friends?
Because your mom doesn't like you.
Her mom's gonna be like, oh no, OP, you don't understand. She loves him.
It's just her way of healing.
Yeah, like she was grieving. You have to have grace.
Your husband was putting life in her.
It's really just the godly thing to do. But there is an update. I woke up this morning and felt like complete crap and didn't want to get up. I went and got a pregnancy test, and thank effing God I'm not pregnant. It was bittersweet because we have been trying to get pregnant for a while now, and I never thought I'd be so glad to see I wasn't pregnant. See, the husband was just trying to increase the chances that you guys would have a child related to you. I am really upset over the way things have turned out, and now I'm having these weird feelings that I want to be pregnant after all. I don't know what's going on, but it's just adding on another difficult layer of crap. A little while later, I left the house to get groceries, and when I opened my mailbox, there was a letter in it from Lisa. After I got home, I opened it and read it. I'm not going to rewrite it because I can't even stand to look at the letter again. But basically, it said that she apologizes for how things turn out, and she explained to me that she was very vulnerable after losing her husband. That after spending so much time with my husband, she started to fall for him, and that she thought she wouldn't ever love anyone else again. So when she realized she loved my husband, she knew she couldn't let him go. No one else can fill the hole in her heart. Lisa promised they never physically did anything before that kiss I caught them in, and she went on to say she needs me in her life and that she hopes I can forgive her. I can't write any more about this right now. I might add in the rest later. I am an effing mess. Rick called me a little while ago. I didn't pick up the phone, so he texted me and told me that he still loves me and that we can find a way to work this out.
Literally, didn't you say earlier you loved the sister? Now you can't make up your mind?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. Why can't I have both of you? It's not fair.
That's not how it works.
I don't know what the F that means since he just left me for Lisa. Now I'm really confused because now that I'm not pregnant, I want to be, and I want my marriage to not be over, even though I hate him for what he's done to me.
Didn't she say she don't want to get pregnant?
Well, that's what she's saying. She's like, oh, like now that I'm not pregnant, I want to be pregnant. But you're having a lot of mixed feelings because you want to be in the relationship that you thought that you were in. That's the thing.
I'm so mixed up in all this. Everyone's like, I don't want to be with you. I want to be with you. I don't want to be pregnant. I want to be pregnant.
It's not that
Yeah,
she
it is a
doesn't want to be
crap.
pregnant with her cheating husband, but she wants to have the husband that she thought she had and have the kid that she was supposed to have. She's missing this life that she thought she was going to. And why would he text me that? Is he changing his mind? I'm so confused. It doesn't matter. Don't go back to this man. He cheated on you. I wish these past few days never happened so there would be nothing wrong still. I know I shouldn't forgive him if he wants another chance, but 10 years of marriage? Nope. You don't have a kid. You don't have a kid yet. Leave. He said he would give you everything. Leave. We were going to be parents. I'm so confused and hurt. I can't even think straight. And there is a second update.
Oh, man, this poor girl.
Like, truly, I honestly think you should move. I think you should, like, move countries, start over. You know, it doesn't always work for people, but I think that's because, you know, people go there thinking that it's going to be perfect, but then realize that they left their support system. You don't have a support system here.
Yeah, your support system hates you.
Your support system sucks. Go make a new one in some other country and start over there. You got your whole life ahead of you. What? How old is OP? You got like you're fine, man.
29?
Yeah, you're fine. Don't live in the sunk cost fallacy of,
Yeah.
oh, I've spent 10 years with him. We were supposed to have a baby.
No, girl, you're going to
You
bounce
didn't
back.
have a baby.
You're too young.
You know? You're not tied to him in any way, so just get out.
Yikes.
Update 2. One of the most common questions I got was about my mother. Well, I talked to my mother again, and she informed me that she has known about my sister having a thing for my husband for quite some time. She didn't want to tell me because she said she was trying to get my sister to give up the idea, and she did not want me to be hurt. She got my sister to agree to let it go a few months ago and never heard anything more about it, so she thought it was over. Okay, so at least she did try to prevent it. In the letter I got in the mail, I did not want to write it all down because it was very painful. A few days have passed and I'm ready to share some more information. But please don't ask for more because I'm simply not comfortable sharing the rest of the letter. In the letter, Lisa apologized for her behavior, but also went on to blame me and said that I flaunted my happiness in front of her with my husband. She wrote that she couldn't stand to see how happy we were and how he genuinely loved me and she had no one. She told me I should have reached out to her alone and that I had no business getting my husband involved. I don't even know what that is supposed to mean. He's my dang husband. I'm not supposed to involve him in a serious matter like that. She also went on to say that my husband told her he never really loved me and that she was who he really wanted to be with, and asked me not to contact him. She wants me to go through her if I want to say anything to him, and that she will bring over the divorce papers in a few weeks. The audacity of this woman. The audacity of her to be like, oh, yeah, you can't talk to your husband. I know he's still legally your husband, but I'm kind of his lawyer right now. I'm going to be managing the divorce papers. So if you could just not talk to him, just talk to me. I'd be like, nope, you can talk to my lawyer. You ain't talking to me.
Yeah. So frustrating.
I've had a few days to process this information, but the more I think about it, the more confusing it seems to me. Then I got more information today. Lisa is pregnant.
No.
She's effing pregnant. She says it's Rick's. Rick called me as soon as he heard my father inform me. I picked up the phone only because I wanted to hear how he could lie to my face and tell me nothing happened between them before that kiss. Of course something happened between them before that kiss. While your wife is in the other room, you don't just start making out.
He tripped.
Like if that was the first time.
He tripped and fell on her face with his face.
He told me that he was so sorry and he didn't want it to happen this way, and that my father wasn't supposed to tell me. I started crying and asking him how he could get pregnant with Lisa when we were trying for a baby. Then he said something that stunned me so much. My head is still spinning from it. Rick told me he could still get me pregnant if I wanted. WTF? I screamed at him, why the F would I want to be pregnant with his child when he's a piece of crap? He told me he wanted to be with both me and my sister and that he thinks he's polyamorous. I was so shocked that I started laughing. After I stopped laughing, he tried to say something else. Then I heard Lisa enter the room and ask who he was on the phone with. He said, nobody, and hung up. A little later, my sister texted me and told me she would bring over the divorce papers in a week and expected me to sign them on the spot as my husband is giving me everything. She gave me a heads up that they're getting married next month and I'm invited to the wedding if I agreed to pretend like I was never even romantically involved with my husband. I am literally at such a loss right now. Who the F is this man and where is the one I married? Why the F, after all this crap, do I still want to be with him even though I know I can't be? I just want the man I've been with for the past 10 years back. I hate Lisa and no longer consider her my sister. She has ruined my entire life. But what do I do about my husband? He just texted me right now saying he still wants to be with me, loves me, and wants a baby with me. Why is he doing this to me? Why am I even considering it? F. And there is a third update.
I have a lot to say about this, actually. And I think we should both be on screen while I say this. How does this guy think it's going to work out? He's like, okay, so I'm going to go with the sister. And then with the sister, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then after that, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do this, and this. And then I'm going to marry the sister. But then I'm also going to let OP know, oh, I can still
make you pregnant.
I can still be your baby daddy.
And then maybe every couple of years I'll divorce the other sister and then marry you, and then I'll divorce you and then marry the sister so that we can just kind of keep going. Yeah, I think that should work. They're all stupid.
They're all stupid. I kind of see where the mom's coming from. Like, she wanted it to be, like, fizzle out. But, if, like, that happened, you gotta, I don't know. It just, if you don't tell someone, it boils up into this.
That's, like, a little bit your fault, Mom.
Can he get, like, that
the thing
divorce so quick and get remarried that quickly?
No. From what I know, it'd be a little bit longer.
Yeah. How did we not see this happening earlier, too? I'd love to see a picture of this couple.
Yeah.
And love to see.
I want to see all of them. But there's an update, man. Update 3. I know this update is long overdue. Yeah. I had to wait 1 second. To be honest, the reason why I didn't update anymore was because I made pretty poor decisions that I was ashamed of. Please don't tell me you got back. And didn't want to face the reality of my situation. I wish I could come here and tell you all that I was strong and cut Rick and Lisa out of my life and moved on with my life, updating to tell you how much better off I am without them a year later. Sadly, this is not the case. I effed up bad. One commenter told me that I have something called sad person brain. I remember reading it and being in denial, but now that so much time has passed, this was absolutely the truth. I wanted to do anything to make my pain stop, so I did. I would appreciate it if I didn't get reamed for the choices I made. What's done is done, and I need help now. Thank you in advance. If you remember my last post, Rick and I were trying to get pregnant before he left for my sister and wanted to even after he did because he thought he might be polyamorous. At the time, I laughed at him because of how absurd it was. But after he hung up that call, the offer got more and more tempting. I started thinking about it, becoming enraged at my sister for doing what she did to me. I thought that I could get back at her by doing it to her, throwing it in her face that her new boyfriend doesn't love her more than me after all. I was so angry that I heavily considered doing it. The more I thought about it, the more I wanted to out of sheer petty revenge.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Ooh, don't get me wrong, I also wanted my husband and my life back, but the thought of seeing my sister's newfound happiness and smugness over me come crashing down gave me a pleasure that I never would have imagined. My sister tried very hard to keep my contact with Rick limited. I think she was afraid he would come back to me if she didn't.
You lose them how you get them. They are related and I cheat on them.
To your sister.
Wait. They're related and they recently lost a husband.
Yep. She was only able to accomplish this for a few months. Rick tried to contact me in numerous ways during this time, but it was always very brief. I was still angry and non-receptive to his advances, but he started becoming more and more aggressive, telling me how much he loved me, how much he missed me, how much he still wanted me. I even tried blocking him on certain social media accounts, but he kept trying on others. I know I should have just blocked him on everything, but I just couldn't. The more he tried, the harder it was for me to say no. Unfortunately, this resulted in us getting back together.
OP. You knew there's more people in the world.
OP.
What does this guy look like? He probably looks like that, but you know what rats have? A long tail.
I told him I wouldn't stay with him unless he left my sister. He swore to me up and down he loved me more than anything, and facing losing me made him realize it, and that my sister was nothing to him. Everything was amazing between us again. It was like old times, and like my sister didn't even exist when he was with me. Yet every night we go back to her. Stupidly, I decided to believe him when he said he was just waiting for the right time. And excuse after excuse about how bad he felt for her. Things felt so much better when he was back with me. I didn't want to lose him again. Unfortunately, I ended up getting pregnant because I did not recontinue my birth control from when we were trying for a child before any of this happened. You are messy.
You know what probably happened? This guy got this love on him, and these women are just obsessed.
But it only works on OP and people that OP is related to.
Whoever he's around, the women he's around more. Mom, stay away. Stay away, Mom.
At the time, we were both ecstatic. And everything seemed like it was a dream come true. I had my husband back, we were having a child, and my life was no longer in pieces. Girl, he's still actively seeing your sister.
Did this erase everything? I'm so confused.
I was so happy that I turned a blind eye to everything obviously effed up about the situation. I didn't want to see it, I just wanted to stay happy. It wasn't long before Lisa found out. My entire family turned on me?
How did that happen? What? I'm so confused. Is everyone like... Oh, yeah, did they get you mixed up? Do you guys look the same? Like, what is happening here?
My parents told me how it seemed like I did this just out of retaliation and to hurt Lisa.
Oh, boy.
And what about when Lisa did it? They weren't completely wrong, but I mainly just wanted my old life back. Long story short, Lisa went absolutely berserk. She sent me a long list of never-ending pestering texts, emails, and calls. I endured heck from her and my family for months until I had to get a protective order. This only resulted in my family hating me even more. Now none of them will speak to me, and Rick has been issued an ultimatum by them to cut me off or be cut off.
Like I said, we're going to Mexico. This should have been done a long
Take
time
your
ago.
kid and leave.
A long time ago.
He hasn't decided on what he's going to do yet, but it seems like he's leaning towards cutting me off as he's been communicating with me less and less these past weeks. Not to mention, there has been mounting pressure from the family for him to finalize the divorce, but it hasn't happened for various reasons. I'm sorry, your parents are mad at you for sleeping with your husband. Legally still your husband. Clearly the golden child.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that is true.
The last thing he told me was that he feels bad, but that he loves her, and passive-aggressively insinuated that I tempted him into trying to get back with me.
This is a nightmare.
Which is complete BS because he was the one who kept pursuing me. He said that I shouldn't have gotten pregnant because now I've made his life so much harder. How I let myself believe he was the man I married again is beyond me. Now all I see is how clouded my judgment has been and the utter mess I've gotten myself into.
She has thought with the wrong head.
How I wanted to be happy again so bad I destroyed my life even more trying to get that back. I'm 8 months pregnant and scared. I don't know how I can raise this baby alone. I really don't want to give her up for adoption, and the pain of losing my husband twice is unbearable. Even though I know it was because of my own stupidity, I still love him and can't believe everything he's done to me. Losing my entire family over this has also been a huge punt to me when I'm at rock bottom. Most of our mutual friends have distanced themselves from us because no one wants to take sides, but it's obvious they are all quite disgusted with the way things have turned out. I have no one left now. Please help me, Reddit. How the heck can I fix the mess I've made my life into? And that is the end of that story. But you know what can fix your lives?
What's that, Sophia?
Listening to full episodes of stories just like this.
Where do I go,
Just
Sophia?
go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, Riley.
Where do I search up, Sophia?
Okay, story time, you silly goose.
Oh, wow. And what's there for me?
So many stories just like this. I don't know if I can fix this.
Advice? You should have moved when this first happened. Get out of there.
Get out of there. Move.